Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my podcast, Construction Tech-Tics. I'm Tarika, your host, and I'm the co-founder and head of business at Encircle Tech. I'm beyond excited to bring you another amazing episode in our series celebrating the incredible women shaping the future of construction tech. Today, we have an absolute rock star in the house, someone whose experience and vision in the AC world is truly inspiring. I'm talking about Lilian Ho, a digital lead at AECOM, a seasoned AC professional with over 20 years of experience in the industry. Her career is fascinating blend of managing large-scale public and private projects on an international level while pushing the envelope with technology and digital transformation. With a decade-long focus on innovation, she has been at the cutting edge of BIM, digital transformation, and AI. What more do you need? She's been constantly researching and collaborating on the latest trends and policies, and we all have heard her speaking about those at several events. But today, we are going to dive into her journey, explore how digital technologies are changing the way we build, and of course, her insights on where AC industry is heading next. It's going to be an insightful and fun conversation. So sit back and get ready. Welcome to the show, Lillian. So, Lillian, let's begin by exploring your story. Would love to hear more about your background and what led you in the world of construction tech.
Well, first, thank you very much for having me today. Yeah, it's my pleasure. Well, about my background, I like technologies from my very young age, and honestly, I don't own any Barbies in my whole life. I always enjoys Lego, puzzle, and any problem-solving toys. As my mom is a fashion designer, and I saw a lot of drawing everywhere in the house when I was young. So I also like to draw a lot when I was young. My father is an engineer, and I have my own computer since I was 4 years old. I start to learn basic command, and I always have a question to my father. It's like, why we need that many commands to draw one single line from the computer? Does not make sense. And we could draw by hand very quickly, less than a second on the paper. And my father's answer is like, one day the technology will be faster than a human being a million times. So you have to learn that. So I'm very admire his vision. And then that actually come true after 20, 30 years.
Wow, that's so interesting, how two
Yeah.
different worlds came together to shape your journey. How much
Yeah.
influence our parents can have on our career paths.
Mhm.
I bet our kids will be just as inspired as we were and will go
Yeah.
on creating something incredible in the future. Fingers
Mhm.
crossed.
And then I trained as an architect, and I passionate about the building construction process as well as the details of the architecture. As soon as I realized that my favorite things can put together together, and then here I am, and that is what I love to do.
Thinking back to when you first started, and now, Lillian, I'm curious to know how have you seen the industry change over the years? What are some of the biggest shift you have noticed from then and now? This industry has been very slow moving, but last 5 years we all have seen, biggest shifts.
Hmm.
Have been part of Building Innovation Awards. I'm sure you must have some interesting insights for all of us.
Yeah, well, I don't know where to start. And well, I could say from hand drawings to CAD drawings and then BIM, and now we are all in digital world. And it's a significant change over last 2 decades. And the industry have been driven by the technologies advantage and increase the environments awareness and prefabrication and modular construction and evolves more to safety standard as well. And like BIM model, when everyone think about this is another fancy 3D program, and now realize the data actually making a significant part of the construction history. And we got lots of cloud computing and construction management program that can handle millions of data instead of Excel sheet and PDF we used to have, and everything have been analyzed within your blink of eyes.
Yeah.
Technology like drone, robotic, and other IoT save a lot of our time. And can you imagine, like 10 years ago, still have some surveyor using the measuring tape, and I would say like BIM and IoT have become like two most important technologies in the construction and engineers industry.
Yeah, I mean you're right, last 10 years, rather last 5 years have been an incredible shift in this industry. We have seen many new technology coming in. Rather, we are sitting at a position today where you know, we are paralyzed with a lot of choices.
Mm-hmm.
And BIM, IoT are really changing the way we see construction and post-construction now. And I see a lot of technological advancements around BIM, not just, BIM, around 3D scanning, around IoT, digital
Mm-hmm.
twin, all these words, linked to digital twins.
Yeah,
And digital twin
exactly.
digital twin has become game changer, and but has many definitions. Speaking of it, what trends do you see, in the construction tech industry, particularly around digital twin? How is it shaping the processes?
Oh wow, this is a very big question. I mean, like digital twins is a very broad topic, and that's cover like design, planning, operation, maintenance, or like building facility using GIS and BIM data. And typical type of like digital twins included components twins, access twins, and system twins. And a dynamic functional chains they go beyond digital data for the physical access environment as well.
Mhm.
And we're using specific like IoT device or sensors in specific location for specific business use case, and ultimate digital chain apply data and technology at a very high level. Um, I think for the future trend, I would say more and more learning to strategic approach than the traditional digital trends just for access management or facility management, like specific come to the ESG or net zero target, integration with IoT sensor and AI and other significant trends, I would say using live data instead of static data, create more AI-enabled space and developing AI-enabled digital twins and or people call it like digital tip, right? And becomes more common. This enables to stimulate stations of the variety scenario or visualization of the real world data set and help to predict the risk. And this will lead to a better project planning, management, I think quality control, safety, logistic management, and resource management as well. I think most importantly, it will contribute to more sustainability and more greener building through the material optimizations to reduce the waste as well.
Yeah. Wow. That's a lot to digest. But yeah, I can imagine digital twin itself is a very vast term, and I'm glad you mentioned about digital triplets. It's amazing how digital twin technology has been advancing in the industry. It has multiple meaning to multiple industry type within the industry. The latest digital triplet AI-enabled digital twin is something to look for.
Mhm.
And we are also working around that. I also feel you mentioned about AI-based simulation. It
Mhm.
could help predict risk and contribute for better project planning.
Yeah.
Along with digital twins, if you have digital twin in place and you have an AI-enabled simulation in place, you are in the best world to predict risk and do better project planning.
Mhm.
So although we hear a lot about how it can do wonders, actually no one actually talks about what AI cannot do. We are all in the world of AI. AI has given us so many new things, so many new tools in our hands, especially this year.
Mhm.
But in my opinion, or in your opinion, what are some of the things that AI cannot do in the AEC world? Do you think there are areas where it may fall short of any perspective?
Well, I always consider AI as a tool, so like assistant for my tasks, and it can indeed have its own like limitation and potential for the fail, like other technologies. But let's say the popular term of AI bias, AI system can be very biased, and based on the data that you train on. And AI system can lack of critical thinking and decision-making skill in humans. And we have more diversity thinking way and different way to thinking in AI as like based on what you train. And if the training data are very poor quality or unstructured or incomplete, and it will lead to inaccuracy and unsafe to use, and also the security as well. Like despite like all this challenge we are having now, and I believe it still can bring us a many possibility, and we have to just to find a balance in between the efficiency and the benefits. So yeah, opportunity there, and then we need to see what is the challenge, and then we just tackle or we just make it improvement, and hopefully like next 3-5 years, and that will be like more advanced than we think about.
Yeah, that's quite a balanced view, Lillian. Like you say, AI, you treat AI as an assistant. In our company, we say treat AI as an intern, you're training your intern. So keep training, keep training,
Exactly.
you know. And then once it gets trained, it will work for you 24/7, So what more do you
Mm.
need out of that? But yeah, we also did a lot of webinars and talks around AI.
Mm.
What could be the best use case for AI? We all know and we all
Mm.
have understood by now that AI cannot do everything. You need to choose the right use case for AI, and for that you
Yeah.
need to have right data set uh,
Mhm. Yeah.
to train on.
Um, yeah, I mean, for other industry, it's probably easier because the data structure is different from construction industry. We got so many different stages, and we got so many different pocket of data, and we need to tackle and yeah, and involve a lot of different device and people and human being as well. So it's not as simple as like finance and commercial retail and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure we all agree AI is not something a temporary wave. It's
Mhm.
something that's going to change the way we think and execute any transformation.
Mhm.
And like you said, we can overcome all these challenges, limitations,
Mhm.
data issues, and make best use of AI for better, sustainable future. So I'm really excited to embrace the wave of AI and
Mhm.
looking forward to see many new things coming up with the help of AI. Now coming back on women participation in construction tech, that's my favorite topic. Do you feel there are good number of women, fewer women in construction tech? What do you think about that?
Well, yes, I do. In my career so far, I'm the only woman in the meeting room and in the team or in the project, and almost like 99% situation I surrounded by men. There is occasionally there is another woman, but they might not in construction industry and they might not in technology as well. I mean, like the research from the Office of National Statistics, or ONS, only 15% of women in UK construction industry. And if you look at the research fact sheet figure from NCCR, National Center for Construction Education and Research, and it's only 10% of women in construction industry in 2023 in US. Like look at these figures. Like this percentage included women like working in architecture, engineering, legal, insurance, administrative work as well. And we are talking about like only 1 or less than 1% women actually in ConTech, like construction technology. Like no doubt construction industry is very male dominant industry traditionally, as you know, all know that. And I think there is a couple of reasons. A stereotype, unconscious bias, and people may think like, oh, traditional man is stronger. So when they go to construction industry, like stronger man, would be better do on the job, and because the majority is a man on the project. And fear about the women maybe not suitable or maybe uncomfortable to fit in. And still loads of man firm, and only a secretary or receptionist is a female. The second thing I think is not enough a role model, and there is very few senior and leadership level women in the construction industry, and it make it very difficult for women and what like graduates or the young professional to visualize themselves in this position in one day. Like yeah, so if you don't have a role model and then you don't project yourself and then you just like finally you just don't feel you will fit in. So that was like two major points. That's what I think. But nowadays, like some large international company are starting to improve the workplace culture and more promoting gender diversity in the last like 10, 15 years. With the technologies advancement, and I think with also with the mentorship program and like the like women in tech and the like you set up the women in tech, and it's that is helping more women get into the industry. So I think it's progressing, but it's very slowly. It will take time.
Yeah, I mean, you brought very important points. I mean, definitely this industry has traditionally been, you know, h- physical work based industry. But with construction tech, there is a huge space, safe space, gap, and void that can be filled with women, and we all are trying to inspire women, with all these efforts. Lilian, and thanks for coming on the show. I'm sure there'll be a lot of women who will be inspired, listening to you and joining this space and making it much more bigger and much more welcoming. I'm sure people like you will be considered as a role model for many women like us who are aspiring to reach top positions. But in your words, what is your key to success? You have been one woman in the entire project, one woman in the meeting. You have seen places where you know you are in minority. There, something that you must have done, which helped you thrive in the industry. So, what's your secret sauce?
Right. I wouldn't say I'm successful. I'm just consider I'm still in my process, and I'm it's still got a long way to go, and it's also my part of my journey. But one thing is I'm really sure, no matter men or women or gender fluid nowadays, I mean, like keep learning and upskill yourself. And the world is keep changing, and you need to change yourself and your skill set as well. And if you're moving forwards and you don't want to stay behind, and learning is the crucial part of your career. Because a lot of people thinking, oh, I graduate and I finish a study and then they stop and then they start their career. But in reality, now 21st century is not like this, and then you need to parallel moving at the same time because the technology advancement is so fast. And but I'm going to show a famous quote by Steve Jobs: "Stay hungry and stay foolish."
I love the way you emphasized, the quote, stay hungry, stay foolish. And for our listeners, especially who are looking to get into this field and, the field of construction technology, it's important to keep upskilling ourselves. Technology is changing and, it's changing very fast. There are a lot of technology pieces around and it's been moving very fast. We need to keep upskilling ourselves. In your thought process, if there is, what's the one piece of advice or mantra you would like to give all of us for finding success in this field?
Well, you will always find some sort of conflicts in your life, to be honest. But you must learn how to enjoy your life while solving the problem, because we have problem all the time. But
Mhm.
like we sometimes where we don't see that should be a problem, and that is always beauty of everything you experience. So like if you fail today, maybe that is a part of your success in the future. So don't see fail as a fail now, because that will be a lesson learned for you for the future success. I would say one statement: I never fear a storm, learn to dance in the rain. And that get me through so much things in my life. And yeah, that's me.
Wow. Wow. That's very powerful. That's very powerful. And thanks for the great advice, Lillian. I will
Yeah,
now write this quote and paste it on my desk. Never fear a storm. Learn to dance in the rain. Amazing. Amazing.
exactly.
I'm sure it will resonate with many of our listeners too. So thank you, Lillian. Thank you for, your insights, your anecdotes, your advice. It's a pleasure having
Mhm.
you on the podcast.
Well, thank you so much for having me today.
Yeah, and especially, your insights on digital twin, AI, IoT in the industries is really, wonderful. I'm sure our listeners will take a lot from your experiences and would definitely, make this space wider, make this percentage, women participation percentage wider, and approach innovation in construction. So to
Thank
my
you.
Yeah, thank you, Lillian. And to my lovely audience, I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. It's incredible to hear how Lillian, with her wealth of experience and insight, is shaping the construction tech industry. In her conversation, she highlighted the power of innovation and how it's transforming the way we build and design. At Encircle, we are also pushing the envelope by developing specialized workflow automations to contribute to the future of construction tech. And Lillian's word today just reinforced how important and exciting this journey is. And as a lead for Women in Construction Tech UK chapter, I'm constantly inspired by women like Lillian who are breaking the barriers and making a real difference in this space. We are always looking to grow our community and welcome more women who want to be part of this movement. If you're passionate about driving change and shaping the future of construction tech, we would love to have you join us. So please scan the QR code at the end of this video and join our community. So thank you for tuning in and let's keep driving the innovation together. Don't forget to catch our next episode where we will dive into more amazing stories of incredible women in tech and construction. Until then, stay curious, stay innovating, and let's continue celebrating the brilliant women driving the change in our industry. Can't wait to see the next time. See you next time. It's gonna be another fantastic conversation. Thank you.